So this platform is not about, we have a speaker today, but I encourage you to participate by dropping your questions or comments on the chat, and then as and when I will take some time to just pass your comments and questions to our Norma Santo. I am hoping that technology will be very good to us today. We did test it and all was good. As Norma Santo, I'm gonna ask that you put your video on, and I am going to ask that everyone else, please keep your videos off for the sake of bandwidth. Sometimes when all of us are visible, then it becomes a problem with connection. Osman Norma Santo's video, I see it's loading. She will be with us just now. I just ask that we give her a few seconds. Sometimes the connection can be very slow on our side, on her side, on your side. So if we can just bear with each other as her video loads. Also, Norma Santo, as soon as you are ready, could you please just give me an indication so that we can go ahead?
Yes, I'll do that below. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience, ladies. Let us just give Norma Santo some few seconds for her to connect properly with us, and then we will start.
Hi, Boipilo.
Thank you, Sisi, and thank you for doing all that you could to be with us. And thank you for allowing me to have you with us again on this space. Good evening, everyone, to each and every one of you ladies. I am so thrilled to have you with us. Today, we are talking to Norma Santo, who is the founder of Teens of Nest. Norma Santo is also the founder of Babalasos, which is the reason why we are here today. Today, we're going to hear about all her joy, about her journey relating to Babalasos, but of course, everything to do with business and her as a woman in business. Norma Santo, please greet our audience.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to be able to talk to you. I feel honored and I am very humbled to be here with you today.
Thank you so much, Sisi. Please just introduce us to Norma Santo. Tell us who Norma Santo is, where did she grow up, and everything else that you may wish to add that you think we need to know about you.
Okay, thank you so much for the honor, Buibilo. I am happy if you call me Norma Santo or Norma. I'll say that I don't like the titles. So I'm happy if you say Norma or Norma Santo. Norma Santo grew up, was born and bred in Mamelodi. I'm the sixth child of Leah and Aaron Mashangu, who are now at their peace. I grew up in Mamelodi, attended school in Mamelodi, and in 97 to 2000, I was at Valtech studying marketing. After that, I went to work for First National Bank until the end of March in 2009. So as from the 1st of April, I started working for myself up until today. That is the brief overview for Norma Santo.
Thank you, Norma, and my apologies for calling you out Norma Santo. I don't often do that, but for some reason, since I started chatting to you, I just felt compelled to do that. But thank you for guiding me on how you prefer to be called. I respect that, and I will keep it to Norma going forward. Thank you for sharing about yourself, Norma. And how did you start this business? Or maybe even before we get into Babalasos, let's talk about Teens of Nest as a whole, because I'm not sure if there are other arms of the business, or if this is the Babalasos is the only thing that you do. Please share with us about Teens of Nest.
Okay, thank you so much, Buibilo, for the question. The Teens Nest of Technology started in 2009. And at the time, I was not sure exactly what is it that I wanted to do. And I just saw two birds building a nest. And for me, it was the most wowing experience I've ever came across. And it was a male bird and a female bird. And for me as a parent, it taught me that parenthood, it doesn't matter whether you are an animal or human being, it's the most important phase of life. And the most critical phase in growing up, it's whereby our kids are now are facing teenagehood. And at the time, they are faced with so much decision that they have to take for the future. They are faced with so much decision that they must take regarding their future. For example, when the teenagers reach to grade 10, that's when they have to take a career choice, or they must choose the subject that they want to further their career with when they now complete their matric. So when I named my business as the Teens Nest of Technology, I was specifically speaking to the grade 10s. As I was working for the bank, I've realized that there are so much pool of funds that they are there lying there, and such funds we can be able to utilize to finance the teens' educational needs. Now, as now I'm entering into the business world, I decided to form a social security system as a pool for such funding that we can be able to collect from the bank, retailers, and so forth. So I actually designed in 2011 a social security system to withdraw the scholarship vouchers for grade 10 learners. Now,
You may continue.
Now, when I introduced the Babala's sauce, I was actually looking for a product that can be able to activate that social security system. So after doing after conducting the studies, nutritional analysis for Babala's sauce in June 2017, I then decided that in every bottle that I'm going to sell, I will round off R1 for the A+ scholarship vouchers for grade 10 learners. So that is the reason I actually ended up into the food space. It was not my intention per se, but the opportunity found me there while I was busy developing the social security system.
Thank you so much, Norma. I was almost tempted to go back to my old ways, but I will catch up. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and I really value, your way of thinking. You're looking into the future and you're saying, I see a glitch of why the leaders of tomorrow and may just not get to where they need to be, and I'm going to do about it. And how beautiful is that you've come up with a product, because sometimes I think it's just valuable if you can demonstrate that you also adding something to the pot while you partnering with your partners. They can see what you're doing to try and making sure that the pot doesn't run dry. I think that is just a beautiful model that you've come up with. And I just want to call up to the ladies also who are on the call at this moment to say, here's an opportunity.
Can I add something there?
Thank
Actually,
you.
I went with Transnet Matlafad, so it's at West University. They are the one who were assisting me to develop the security system. So we went and introduced the system to eBugs. And eBugs said to us that they want to see the movement. They want to see how the system operates. And immediately I had a homework that I was taking home, that how will I be able to activate the system? What is it that I'm going to integrate the system so that it can be alive, it can be activated. And while I was having that, and I was invited to actually bring this thing. If you have the most testable archer, the most tasting archer, and you bring it to your workspace, I mean, so that's what happened. They said, "Hey, Norma, there's this opportunity between Egoli Bio, the CEDA, and SAPS. Can't you bring the Babala sauce so that we can formally introduce it to the market?" That's how it happened.
Wow, that is just amazing. And just before we expanded, I wanted to make a call on the ladies who are on this call to say, if you see this as an opportunity to pay it forward, or if you've been thinking on how to pay it forward and we're not sure exactly how to go about it, here's an opportunity to partner with also Norma Santo. To partner with Norma. Please bear with me. I will get there. I promise. On that note, just tell us now about this babala sauce.
Didn't get the question. Sorry. I think my
it seems we are losing you. I'm just trying to see. Norma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you clearly now. Thank you. I was just asking if you could share with us more. You've spoken about your business. Now let's bring it home to the focus of tonight, which is babala sauce. Tell us about the sauce.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Babala sauce, we plow and process our vegetables here in Kuruman and package them into 3 flavors. We have mild, we have hot, and extra hot. Basically, your mild, it's for people who does not like chili. And we have a hot for people who love chili. And the extra hot, it's for people who really enjoy chili. And yeah, that's all about the babala sauce. And yes, in each bottle of babala sauce, we round off R1 for this A+ scholarship voucher.
Okay, where would you say is babala sauce in the food production chain?
I only hear the last part of your question.
I was asking where would you say the sauce is on the food production chain?
Okay, babala sauce is one of the condiments. When you are at your retail store, where there's condiments, you'll see we have a space there. Unfortunately, our sauce is fresh produce. You'll only find it inside the fridge. It won't be on an open space. So we place our fridge in each store, and you'll find your babala sauce in the fridge. So it's the sign that even if as a consumer, when you buy it, you must keep it on the refrigerator. So the shelf life for babala sauce is 6 months.
Fantastic. What processes did you have to go through in getting the babala sauce in retail?
Thank you for that question. Firstly, it was incubated by Egoli Bio, and as it was incubated, and I had an opportunity to test for food nutritionalist, and the other one was the shelf life. And CEDA has what do you call it? CEDA has partnered with SAPS, and SAPS, within SAPS, there was Design Institute. So Design Institute has assisted us with the labeling. I can say the brand on its own, it was designed by the Design Institute within SAPS. So the shelf life and your nutritional analysis was conducted by SAPS. So SAPS, I'm saying the South African Bureau of Standard.
Thank you for that, Norma. And just to the ladies, I think this compliance will always be my thing, and it applies to every sector. And you have learned from Norma how many partners she had to to partner with to make this happen. And it is always important that you take your product through the full process so that it can get into your retail stores. Be patient. Sometimes the process can take long, but whatever the product you are developing or you have in mind, always take note that the development process can be long. It's got many components. Just be patient and get through it all. Now, Norma is in retail stores. Tell us, where do we find your product? Which retailers have you partnered with?
Okay, in Gauteng, your independent spa, we have a Big Save as a wholesalers, and they are in Limpopo as well. It's Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and Gauteng. So presently, I am busy. I like the fact that you questioned me about the branding processes. So when I now knock to ShopRite and Checkers, I had to redo the whole rebranding. So because of the rebranding issue that I'm facing, I was supposed to have my first batch on the 1st of July, but I don't see it happening because of the redoing of everything. It's consuming some time. So I was supposed to be saying to you, to each ShopRite and Checkers, you'll find a Babalazi sauce as from the 1st of June. But because of the branding, the way the nutritional analysis is labeled, ShopRite feel that we've used the USA standard. So we need to convert it into a South African standard. So we are busy with that process. But as soon as that process is done, you will be able to get your Babalazi sauce to each and every ShopRite and Checkers around South Africa.
We can't wait, Norma. We can't wait to have it all over the country. And hopefully, yeah, this happens very soon. I admire your courage, and just hang in there. One day it will happen. It may not be the 1st of July, but it will happen, and we definitely look forward to having it. Now, you mentioned Gauteng, Limpopo, and then what about so are other provinces just waiting for ShopRite?
I hope as soon as we are done with the branding issues, so we will be able to attract more retailers, because they will be very sure that we meet their standards. You know, with these branding issues, as soon as they see your product at ShopRite and Checkers, they know that they have scrutinized your product and you are compliant, and there's no doubt that your product is up to standard. So as soon as we now delivering or supplying Checkers, I'm definitely sure that you will find us to each and every shop, because people love Babalazi sauce.
I can't wait to get my hands on your sauces, and I can't believe last month or beginning of this month we missed the opportunity, but I'm still believing that the day is coming and it will be soon. I will soon get to the questions. I think I just want to probably ask 2 more questions. I see the questions are coming through, and I will come back to that. Norma, what keeps you motivated?
Yeah, that's a good one. I've learned so much from nature, and honestly, nature humbles me, and it motivates me. You know, when the sun rises, when I grew up, when I was still in high school, I would say, I don't want the sun to rise before me. I want to see myself running up and running before the sunrise, and it's been my motto since then. So when you look at the rain, I mean, if you did not put a seed under the ground, so whether it's raining or not, it doesn't impact your life. But if you've put your seed under the ground, when it rains, you become happy because you know that your seed is going to grow. So I get inspired by nature, and nature, I mean, like when you take your bath, you feel so fresh, you feel so alive. So I really am inspired by nature.
Thank you, Norma. Thank you, Norma. I think I'm going to take a break on my questions, and I want to attend to the questions before the list becomes too long and I miss some ladies. I just want to give everyone a fair chance to be answered by you. Bontle Sebesho is saying, could you please elaborate on the opportunity you had with CEDA?
Okay. CEDA, I really enjoy their process. CEDA, they will train you. And as soon as you attend their training, as soon as you reflect on their database, they will be able to assist you. I think they've covered me with so many things. If I can remember quite well, my Tinota brand, it's also covered by CEDA. There was a stage whereby my website was also done by CEDA because I was attending their training. Every time they invite me, I took it to my utmost best, and I would attend each and every training that CEDA offers me. So I've realized that if you don't attend their training, they are unable to assist you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Work very closely with your funder. Be they part of their programs. I think eventually they get to know about you. When they see you, it's a familiar face, it's a familiar name. And I don't know why human beings are like this, but when there's familiarity, we tend to respond better. So visit your CEDA offices and start working with them, and your opportunity will come. On that note, I'm going to sidetrack and say, and just alert you that their technology program call is out. It's not like other voucher programs and all the other things, or all the other opportunities they have. This one comes once in a while. So if you've been looking to get a technology into your business, contact CEDA, ask them about their technology program call, and start putting applications together. That's one of the ways that you can partner with CEDA. Norma, where are you based? You've spoken about areas out of the Northern Cape, and I think somewhere I'm losing it, and I see also Siami. Is it Siami who asked for where is your business? It was Bontle who was asking where your business is based. Where are you based?
Okay. I started my business in Pretoria, and as a woman, you know, Mus, a woman, we get married, and once you get married, you need to develop your relationship with your in-laws. Mm-hmm. So my in-laws are in the Northern Cape, and beside the business, I was forced by law, by my parents, to develop a relationship with my in-laws. So I'm based in Pretoria at the Tshwane Fresh Produce, and I'm also based in Kuruman at Moffat Mission. So full-time I'm in Kuruman because of my future, and my children's future belongs here.
Thank you for that clarification. Siami, I see your comment about the network. I think so far we're doing well, but should we experience any glitches, I will definitely implement your suggestion. Bontle is asking, how did you test and with which company did you work with to test? I know you were incubated by Egoli Bio, but we don't want to make the assumption that they tested your product too. Who did you test your product with?
I tested my product with the South African Bureau of Standard, which is SAPS. And presently, there's a new company that is assisting me to comply with ShopRite and Checker standard. And my apologies, I can't remember the company's name, but the director is Elias Mkwebane. It's the person that I'm on a daily basis in contact with, Elias Mkwebane. It starts with VGL. I can't remember it correctly, and I don't have my phone with me. I would have checked it now.
It's okay. It's okay. I think at the end we will ask for your contact details. So if anyone is in real need for that company, I think they would be able to get hold of you. I love this one. Berenia is asking, does Babalas sauce work with the non-Babalas people? By the way, an interesting name. When I saw it, I'm like, I wonder what this has to do with alcohol. Maybe you want to talk to that while you answer her.
Okay. Yeah, what a question. Okay, my grandmother on my maternal side was married to a chief who's my grandfather, and he used to drink a lot. And as a chief, on a daily basis, you supposed to solve the community's problems. And that's where the Babalazi came on board. So my grandmother will prepare this combination and put it on my grandfather's food. And for me to say it's Babalazi sauce, I took it in that regard. However, a Babalazi sauce is for everybody who loves chili. And yeah, it's not specifically targeting the Babalazi people, but however, it does cure Babalazi.
Great. So to the drinkers, being a drinker doesn't mean that you're a drunkard. There's a difference. To the drinkers on the call, you know what to do. Norma has a source for you that can help you as and when you happen to be in a celebrating. I get it, the businesses, they win. They say we must celebrate even the small milestone. If you happen to be celebrating and going overboard, you know what to do. Just contact Norma and she will sort you out with her source. Tsepiso wants to know, do you partner with local farmers or do you plant your own ingredients? I think you've already answered the planting your own ingredients. Maybe we just want to look on the partnership. Do you have any intentions to partner with the local farmers? And if you've already initiated that process, how is it looking like?
Hey, is she a prophet? On the 9th and the 10th, we had a meeting with our MEC. I think she's Mase, our Honorable MEC Mase. You know, sometimes when you convert people's surname, I've converted her surname and say Manipole. So I think it's Manipole.
Okay. Okay.
So I've emphasized the agency that we need to we need assistance so that she can be able to assist us with a land. We don't want a land. We want land such as if you know the Kagiso Clinic in Motivistad.
Yeah.
There is so much land there. that we want to use it for farmers so that they can be able to supply me with the ingredients that I want for Babala's sauce. So the opportunity, it's not only for Norma. I mean, as an entrepreneur, when you open opportunities, you open it for people. You open it for job creation and for opportunity creation. So if you put the fingers around you, then you won't make it, because when we get rain, it does not benefit the Almighty with anything. It only benefits the people on ground. So whenever you think of starting a business or developing a product, you must know that it must not entirely benefit you. It must benefit the consumers, the end users.
Thank you so much, Norma. Tsepiso Mokalaka's second question is, have you considered people with allergies, and how are you meeting their needs with Babala sauce?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, and I think I must work on that one. Presently, nothing. We haven't conducted any study that if you are allergic with whatsoever, I will be lying. But I think I can work on that one, and I really appreciate the question.
Absolutely. I think I love that one too. And Verena is asking, what are the MLS and prices? Can somebody remind me what MLS is? You can answer, Norma. If I think I've gone on a I know it, but it's just not coming.
No, it does not even click on my memory. MLS.
They will put something on the chat. Irene is saying thanks, Norma, for the inspiration. You've already asked Kifilo Kombo's question. She was asking what motivated the naming of the sauce. Now we have the story of the chief and how he has birthed this beautiful sauce indirectly. I think you've responded to the merchandising in far provinces as well. Irene Sile would like to know whether you are manufacturing on your own. If so, how did you get the equipment or the erection of your manufacturing plant?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Presently, everything is still on manual, and we are working on getting the plant from straight from China. So it's already boarding, and we are not sure when it's going to arrive, but it's boarding. So presently, everything is manual. We only have a home, not industrial processors, it's just home processors. So we are waiting for our industrial equipment.
And you are the one who's manufacturing personally?
I have people who are assisting me, and for the sake of keeping the receipt as unique as I can, I'm still on a process of developing how we can, how we can hide one secret ingredient so that it cannot flourish to the whole world. I remember when I was requesting for the machinery, the Chinese people, as you know, they duplicate everything. They wanted every detail, and I've made sure that I don't give them every detail. I knew before I even put my sources on the shelf, they will be sending their sources. Yeah. So I've tried by all means not to disclose everything to them. And yeah, I even put the vegetables that I don't even use.
I see. Luckily, it's not a patent, because that one requires that you disclose everything.
Yeah.
Ladies, now here it's the issue of intellectual property popping up. And it is very important that you protect your intellectual property. If there's any, maybe give me feedback, WhatsApp me and say, do you see the intellectual property and its management as a potential topic for this platform? If you do, I will make a plan to make it happen. Thank you so much, Norma. Bontle is saying, any plans to train the locals on food production? My plan to collab with other, any plan to collab with other local source producers? Would you be interested in being involved in career guidance programs around Kuruman? So there's few questions in here. Your plans to train locals on food production, plans to collab with other local source producers, and interest in being involved in career guidance programs.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Presently, I am in contact with the CAD2 college. I was interested into using the kitchen so that I can be able to give as well the food technologist student the in what do you call it, in-service training. So I am seeing myself partnering with the CAD2 college so that I can be able to transfer the technology or the skills that I'm having with the upcoming food technologist. And the second question, I can't remember it well.
The second question, so it was training, and then, okay, it has left with the collaboration with local source producers.
Okay. I haven't met anybody on the Northern Cape side who are doing the sources. However, I have met people who are processing food like your jam and the other food, and they want me to take them through the processes, and I am doing that currently. And I am in contact with TNT. I know it as TNT. To assist them conducting the studies through the platform of TNT.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any interest to get involved in career guidance programs in Kuruman?
We've started with the high school in Bankara, yes. So it's not career guidance as such. I don't want to mislead our children in career guidance, but what I want to instill to our children or our teenagers is whatever career that they want to tap on to, I want to give them a hope that they will be able to do that. For example, as we issue the voucher, it remains with the teenager from grade 10, 11, and 12. Now, in a case whereby the teenager has applied to further their studies in at Wits University, or UJ, so the voucher allows them to access a funding of traveling to Wits University and complete their registration. And we only exit as soon as they receive their bursary for their field of study.
There you have it, Bontle. And I think if you can make an effort to with Norma, I think the two of you can be able to unpack it better and see how, what the future brings. Berenia was asking, how big is it? is 375 grams. I don't know. When we, on average, how many meals can that be? I'm trying to size 375 grams in my head, but I'm not getting it right.
Okay, it's a cup and a half. 375, it's a cup, it's a 250 and 125. So it's a cup, it's 1.5 cup. That's how you can size it.
Awesome. Kifilo Homo is saying, I'm interested in the social security system you've mentioned. Not sure if I understood it correctly, but coming from a rural area, I believe this initiative would be great for our grade 10s. I'd love to hear more about it. Norma, I think there is a potential partnership coming through. So I would like you to speak to Kifilo Homo. She will get your contact details from here. Otherwise, I can be sure that you are connected with Bunte as well, if you're struggling to connect somehow, and so that you can take this program forward. I'm very passionate about our future leaders. Anything that has to do with them, it excites me. So I'm really excited to see Kifilo putting her hand up and saying she's interested in that for their grade 10 learners.
Thank you.
Bonta Sebesho is saying she will forward the name of the lady that produces sauces in Mutibistad. So I think before you comment, ultimately, maybe we may be able to form some sort of a group of food producers. I think maybe if we can talk more around that, Norma, and see how far this thing can get.
That's awesome, awesome.
Ntombi Mahlangwi is saying KZN is encountering massive floods lately. When growing your plants, are there systems in place to counteract such devastating effects on the crop production? How are you protecting your crops?
Wow, it's an interesting question. However, I haven't think about it, and fortunately, Northern Cape Moose, it's part of what can I say? It's half. What do we call the area that a desert? So we hardly. It's only this year and last year whereby we had so much rain. But Northern Cape, it's not a place that I'm not like defending it, and I'm not avoiding the question, but I will look into it. And yeah, I believe Uti Northern Cape, it's not a place that has so much rain. So, however, we'll look at how we can be able to cover ourselves.
Thank you, Norma. I think that's a very good point, because although we are the oasis of the Kalahari, the truth is what we saw particularly last year was hectic, and it's really, and also noting that climate change is upon us is really something to start considering and say, maybe you want to think, how do I start a hydroponic system so that if I can't plant outside, at least I have something that is indoors and protected, and I can still be able to get my crops. So it's really something that is worth thinking about.
Thank you.
Verena is asking, how did you decide on the packaging, glass or plastic? Does it even have an impact on the shelf life of the sauce? And we know there's the ShopRite part where you have to meet their requirements. But before you got to ShopRite, on your own, sitting in your corner, you were thinking about how you're going to package. What influenced the decision that you made?
Thank you so much for the question. I think experience. I started selling a Babalazi sauce on the plastic containers, and I was selling it at the Boremach or your local what do we call this market? This open. Abuipilo, can you assist me? And it's normally happen in Gauteng, and you don't see it to other
In
provinces. In Gauteng. So there's this Saturday whereby you get farmers, they gather together and we sell
the farmers
our
markets, I think
the
they call them farmers markets. Yeah.
That's the way that I was looking for. So I started selling the sauces on the 1st of December in 2015 and using plastic containers.
Mhm.
And as I get experience, I will notice that there's bubbles, there's what, and I was trying to close all the gaps that I'm seeing coming on board. And when I went to SAPS, and at the time already I was using the glass and it was working good for me.
Did they make at SABS, did they make any comment on the type of container that you use? Did they commend you for using the glass and giving the reasons why or anything like that?
Yes, they don't endorse using plastic, even on your health safeties. Whatever that you use on your kitchen, it must not be on a plastic. It's either you use a stainless steel or glass. So nobody recommends us to use any plastic equipment, not on the factory, not outside the factory. So when you are at the food space, you must make sure that it's only you use glass or what do you call it? Your stainless steel.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think everyone who may be thinking of a fruit product, they have learned something there on how to package their product. We are just a few minutes left, even though we started a bit late, and it was raining questions, but I've managed to get to the end of questions. And I would just like a comment from your side. As a woman in business, big or small, you know how you gauge yourself. We're talking to other women, they may be who are maybe in business, big or small as well. What is your message to fellow women?
Thank you for the question. Women, it's happening. Women, our time is now. And we really have to take it very serious. We really have to take this time very serious because our time is now. And people take you not for granted because you are a woman. And the reason that we are women, we think of the future, we cater our children. I mean, the future is about children. So anything that we do, we make sure that we involved our children because we wake up very early. We work long hours because of we want to leave a legacy for our children. So women, it's your time. Women, grab it now. You know, opportunities of a lifetime, they don't last. They don't wait for nobody. You must go out and grab it. Nothing will happen except you do something. So you need to go out and grab it. I can give you an example. When the MEC meeting was about to happen, I was in Pretoria. But that day I drove 11 o'clock and 6 o'clock I was in Kuruman. And I can tell you, I have a meeting, a follow-up meeting with the MEC. So if I did not show up that day, I wouldn't have had a relationship that I'm having with our MEC of Agriculture. So opportunities of a lifetime wait for nobody. You just go out and grab it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more on the nuggets that you've shared there, Norma. I just want to go back to Berenia's question earlier when she was asking about the LSMs, and especially because then it talks to your pricing. Her question was around, do you cater for all LSM meaning the living standards measure? Are you, who is your target market? Can, everyone who is alive, buy your product, or are these for the selected niches in terms of pricing? How are you pricing like, and do you see yourself catering for all markets?
Well, I see myself catering for all markets, and as I'm my shelf, I have a shelf at ShopRite, and not only at Checkers. So I cater for every consumer, and my prices are reasonable. I think you'll get your 375 gram for 60 rand, which is not bad. However, we are using olive oil, and not everybody uses olive oil. So that is what distinguish us from other products. So we use olive oil, and you can imagine the people who are using olive oil in your space.
Absolutely. I see personally how olive oil has got potentially to break the price, but we're still accommodating all of us.
Yeah.
Bontle is saying, I have learned a lot. My current plan is to produce nutritional supplements. So thank you and thanks. I would love to have your contact details to keep in touch. Also collaborate with. I think at this stage, Norma, I'm gonna ask you to please quickly type your contact number, your email address. Tell us where we find you on the social media. Do you have a Facebook page? Are you on Instagram? Are you shaking your sauce on TikTok? Whichever social media platforms you prefer. Please quickly type your contact details on the chat before we close for tonight. And while you do that, I want to share a quote with in fact it's a few of them, and I hope that they will make sense and they will sort of flow, because I picked them from different parts of an article that I came across by Stephanie Scoro. I'm not sure even if I'm pronouncing that properly, but anyway, she is a Harvard correspondent. She's saying that there is the misconception sometimes that the problem is men. It's really much more complicated than that. Actually, this one is from Nicholas Christoph. He's acknowledging that the misperception is that the problem is men, but it's bigger than that. Stephanie says men eventually realize that opportunities for women open doors for everyone, but women need education and income opportunities. I think this quite well support what you are saying, Norma, that our time is now. Ours is to show up. I like that you made efforts to show up when there was an opportunity and how it has benefited you in turn. She's also saying that women aren't valued in a society when they don't bring commercial value to the table. When women bring income to the family, they are valued more in a broader sense. This one is by Nicholas, actually. He's saying that women aren't valued in society when they don't bring commercial value to the table. When women bring income to the table, they are valued more in a broader sense. It's very unfortunate that we have to bring something commercial value to the table for us to be valued. But also on a flip side, I see the encouragement to say, you have it within you. Your dreams are valid. Go out and achieve them. The other day, I was listening to a sermon, and Priscilla Shai was saying that when you have a challenge, it just shows that you have not tapped into the treasure that God has placed within you. So it's about time you open that treasure so that you can flourish. Norma is flourishing in so many ways, and she has community at her heart. I absolutely love that about her. I can't wait to taste her sauces as well. I love chili. I'm a hot girl. I once got traumatized by Tabasco sauce though. There is one that has got the orange and black branding. I was seeing it for the first time. I think in my mind, I thought the usual red and green. And yeah, it was trauma. My husband was laughing at me for the whole meal because I had put the sauce all over the food. Also, Norma has just shared her contact details. Her number is 073-566-0463. And her social media is @Tinotsa, @Tinotsa. And her email address is normasontomatlangu@yahoo.com. If for any reason you wanted to make contact with her and you don't have the details, or you didn't get to save them now, please feel free to contact me so that I can connect you with her. Norma, thank you very much for sharing your journey. There has been so much value coming out of it, and so educational. It's not only about your product, but the nuggets that you shared in getting to where you are, and being free to talk about the partnerships that you've had to build along the way, so that if anyone is in the same journey as well, can be able to go and inquire, because these are all public institutions that we can all access. It's really, sometimes it's those that we didn't even know that they exist, or we didn't know how to use them. Thank you so much for sharing with us this evening. It's been lovely having you. Last time, load shedding disappointed us, and I was very sad. I enjoy being in this place, in this space. I love sharing with women like this. It's one of the things that make me excited about life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Buibilo, and keep up the good job that you are doing, and keep inspiring us, keep inspiring all the women. We really appreciate your platform.
Thank you so much. To the ladies who are listening to us today, and thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping the talk alive. You had questions raining today. I was not sure that by the time, by the end of the time, I actually would have covered everything, but also Norma was very straight to the point, but still giving valuable information. Thank you so much, everyone. I will be sending when our next talk is going to be. We always appreciate having you with us. What I'm also going to do sometime during the week is I will share a link where I'm giving the women that gather here who have not been on the platform to say if they would like to participate, so that I can start scheduling you. I want to give every woman an opportunity. No woman is more for our platform. This is just for us to get excited together and be revived together. Thank you so much. I see the messages coming through. Irene is just thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. I wish you well for the week. Remember to show up. Remember to show up. Your time is now, as Norma said. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Buibilo.